everybody. John here, Auckland, New Zealand. Today, the 18th of July 2014. Just been chatting with Matt Taylor in Brighton, England, for quite some time. Put some comments there on site. He asked about the political scene there and here in New Zealand, King William, and also Phillip Hammond, the new foreign Minister of State. So he's the original Secretary of State, so now he's got another title. For us, that's going to be a good thing, because I've been communicating with him for some time now with the court, the High Court of Admiralty in London, with court case we've got here in New Zealand. It's no different than being there. So we are going to use the court for cases, fraud cases. We are private prosecutor. That's what Jaymiie and I, Jaymiie, Patrick, Stewart, Ngatai, will be going with me to London to set up with Matt Taylor and a few others, Jeff Foley, HRH, Prince Regent, Jeff Foley, Constable, and also Magistrate of Lower Hayden Castle in Wales. So we've got that going on. We also got Matt. He's a challenge, has a challenge to the throne, as so has Jeff. So between us, we have quite a bit of the monarchy history. I've got the Moai, Tahitian monarch, sovereign history here in New Zealand and also in the Pacific Islands, Polynesia side, to address there in Westminster. So we are making a beeline for Westminster Parliament to take our case to address King William the Fourth ruling authority, his Admiralty mortgage title claim to the gold trust that Karen Hoodes is talking about, claiming, and no one's claimed yet. You see that in Spain, the King and Queen of Spain abdicated, and now you've got the guy Struck, that's his surname, represented by Karen Hoodes, the attorney for the World Bank. So she's the new General Counsel that's making a claim for the gold minted by the 28th. She says that she will make gold coin to replace the US dollar. And that's going to be some effort, because already Struck has been rejected on his claim to that trust fund. That trust, believe it or not, started here in New Zealand with the Akaroa Bank, and went through the Aotearoa Bank to the BNZ Bank, and then it ended up League of Nations, and then ended up the UN, and then to the World Bank. So that's the trail of this gold fund that's supposed to be in our interest as beneficiaries here in New Zealand. I'm speaking for the King as our partner. He's our partner in commercial Levy, Lien, trust to that fund. Now, because the Queen Victoria, his niece, succeeded to that his throne, that only made her a monarch, not the commercial side of the flag that he's given us, the Confederation flag of trade in the Bank of England. King William III passed the Act of the Bank of England, 1649, William Patterson. And then in 1830, Courts of Session, then King William IV passed the Act of Parliament that allowed the bank and the trade and the commerce to come out this way, out through the Pacific, under the flag of the 1835 Declaration of Independence. That's our contract with him, okay? And so on it went, with the Queen being only a head of state of our trust, that trust, and the King and Queen of Spain being the trustees with Prince Andrew. Now you follow what's happening to Prince Andrew, and where all that gold and things are missing now because of the fraud, corruption, and so we are going to go into Westminster to get an audit. We'll get an order through the High Court of Admiralty using the King bench warrant. So we've got our own warrants to enforce through the court there, because that's a Queen's Bench court. We're going as a King's Bench court, private or go through the court. We can do our private case outside a court in London. We're doing that online on Facebook. We can do that over there physically with Matt and Jeff and other people who want to rally behind us in London to challenge Westminster authority and jurisdiction of their right to this King William flag jurisdiction, to put the flag up. That's what we're going there for, to raise this flag, because they have a right. The British people, and Matt and a few others, have the legal right as our partners to claim for that flag that King William gave us. He didn't trust his own family. He trusted nobody. That's why he gave it to us to look after, because he thought we were clever out this way in the Pacific, the Maori people. Well, it wasn't Maori then, it was only Moai or earlier names of native. And so we're going under that title into Westminster as the missing beneficiaries of that estate. Estate, now it is online. Estate, the whole of that gold trust money that they've used to spin around in US dollars in the federal state. So they have no claim to it. If we've got our claim there, we've got our claim, we've already made that, and so all we have to do is go to Westminster and stand there as the owners of that state, that fund. We have the proof to go along with that. But I'm saying to Matt, just to explain where Phillip Hammond is responsible now, and it looks good that we can order him a right of order of the King. I'm speaking for the King here until we get a real King in there to replace King William IV. But that's up to the Lords. And I'll make way into Parliament, into the Lords, even if I have to join them, because there's a big hole there now and all the pedophiles gone. There's over 100 of them now has been ousted because of the skullduggery and fraud, corrupted stuff that's going on in there. But it will leave a void or a gap for new blood and new things to do and new ideas, and also the claim for the British Westminster Parliament. Now that the Queen's gone, she's gone to join the fraud people on the other side. So they're in the EU, the European Union Parliament. All the fraud is over there, and it's clearing out Westminster to be very clean with the King. The King is everything. So now we can foreclose. Under that title of Admiralty is mortgage. The Admiralty, I'll stress that legally, is mortgage, lien, and mortgage creditor. So they have no right to be using, someone's using the creditor of King William, the silent partner, to collect the money, the taxes and all the rest of it on his behalf. That means on our behalf as beneficiaries. So we're going to have an audit, an investigation audit through the Secretary of State, Foreign Minister, the new Foreign Minister, Phillip Hammond. Okay, so I'm writing to him soon. You people over there can do the same. Matt, gather your people together, and also make the same approach to Phillip Hammond. And David Cameron claims that he's a descendant, a blood descendant of King William IV. Well, that's an advantage if he's not a paedophile. I heard that he's a paedophile, but nevertheless, he's a Prime Minister for the meantime, and he should have no hesitation but to hoist the flag up that is his ancestor, King William. So no one has talked about him until now, and it's timely that these events happen right now in front of the world. On Facebook, you're seeing everything true to refute. No one has done that yet. They're being silent or ignorant to the fact that these things have gone to pass now, that we can enforce them into law in Parliament now that it's clean, it's getting cleaned out, and it'll leave it with new ideas to come in and legislate act, amend the act to put King William's Acts. You'll see all the acts on my Facebook of King William's Acts of Parliament. Okay, that's what I'm going under with our Moai federal state government, right? We've got a federal state government here acting around 250 countries in the world. We're joining up to offset the New World Order and its evil practices, right? They cannot legally use Admiralty law anymore. As soon as we get there, Jaymiie and I will make an order to pass to the Westminster Parliament through the court and pass an act to seize on the properties while it's there. That order is under the King. They cannot legally use him while we are in a contract, commercial contract. They are third party. Anybody who's playing around, the Queen, the Popes, and anybody using King William's authority and his flag and his seal without telling anyone, the public especially, the communities, the societies, and the Provident Fund people who we are in this new federal state government. It'll go alongside the British government, okay? Both of them go together. Scottish people, I'm hoping that they stay there. Salmon will stay there, and because he wants to go to the EU because he'll miss out on his funding for Scotland. Well, he's got one choice of going there or staying with what's the King's order, which is higher than what the Vatican's got. They've got nothing. If we're going to take it off them, and the US federal state, the US, New Zealand, Australia and Canada will be stripped of the Admiralty law. They won't be using it anymore, okay, because it originated from King William only for commercial use, okay, and we've got the flag, the 1835 Declaration of Independence flag, to go with it, okay. That's the proof. The proof is that we've got a flag of King William to take to Parliament, to Westminster, to raise. Jaymiie and I will take it and raise for our people here in New Zealand, because it has no legal authority. That's why the government here put it away. John Key. They're going to get a big bill from Westminster, okay? Because we've got Cameron there while he's there, while he's not a paedophile yet. Okay? You've got to make sure he puts the flag up for the people's sake, okay? And then we've got the Moai flag. The Moai statue is standing in London. He's all free there now because the Queen's distanced herself from Britain. Okay, she's gone over to the European Union side of Brussels with her authority and abandoned. She's abandoned the British people and my people here, the native Polynesian people that she represented. She's gone after her own wealth for her own selfish needs, and her royal families, the 300 royal families. We're going to legislate an act of Parliament in Westminster to rid them off England, okay, off out England, and Prince William, out. He's not King William. I'll tell you that now. He's not King William's bloodline. Okay? He's from another father, right? Hewitt's father, and the other red-haired sod, his brother. He's another one from another father. Okay, another father. I think William is the Portuguese, Spanish father, and then the other red-haired one, he's something else. I can't think at the moment. But anyway, they're not the father of Charles. It's all evil in the family. So I'm just saying they're not going to be a king of England, not while Moai is standing in London, right? In the court, the Queen Elizabeth II Great Court. Take her name off, okay, and put another king's name on. We've got Jeff Foley, HRH Jeff Foley, and we've got Matt Taylor. So there's two names for people to consider, and to encourage the new lineup of the Lords. Chuck out the old ones because they're all spent and no good, and put in the new ones, new blood, and decide on who's going to be king. For us, as long as we've got King William, we're safe with his. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to square the books up. We're going to settle the account. Okay, we're going to balance the books. Have a look at where's the money's gone, where the gold's gone, who's playing around with it, then charge them. Okay, Matt, we're going to charge them in the court over there or online. We can charge them online or work something with Hammond. And also Sir George Zimbalist, he's the Rear Admiral of the Navy. I'm not going to see him. He's part of our protectorate with the Navy for our business. They're there, the military's there for our business. On that flag of King William, they're there for our business, right? And so they must honour our protection in our contract. That's what it's for, the contract. You see a black line around the Confederation flag, right, of the King George red flag, red cross. That's King William's seal of his sovereignty to keep out the Satan black. Okay, what the black says, Satan out from the red dragon. Okay, we've got our yellow dragon of there's a gold dragon of Jaymiie. Right, Jaymiie's got the gold dragon. That's for battle, right, to get the gold trust back to the people's hands. So Karen Hudes is saying for humanity. No, it doesn't say that on the contract, on the trust deeds, right? They're going to make them look at the trust deeds, whose name's on it, and then the King and Queen of Spain, they're not supposed to transfer it to someone else as a fourth party. And what's Struck got to do with us? And Karen been in the World Bank for over 20 years and doesn't know who the trust is. I find very difficult for my brain to compute if she knows how trusts work. If you don't know where the money came from or where the gold was started from, where did it originate from, and whose authority and jurisdiction to ship it from here to there? Whose shipping instruments are they using? With which king's name on it? Which kings put that document together, and whose stamps and seal? Right? It should have King William's seal on it, because the Queen is not an admiral. And what they do in command, in command is not an admiral, like what a chief in command, mischief in command. Anyway, they are not admirals. And the French Admiralty, right? I think that's what the New Zealand governments and the police are going under, swearing to the US federal state, or they're swearing to the community, or they're something else, because it ain't the Queen that they're swearing to. She's gone off and made her own business. So they're swearing to something of admiralty, to make their mortgages work. Right? It's all about mortgages, man. What I'm talking about here. I'll talk about the tidal energy after and make another video after and explain that as well, so because you asked. So that's what I wanted to tell you today, that people in Britain should be looking to Phillip Hammond and go and talk to him, because he's a nice guy. He always replies my email, not the other ones. Anybody else don't do it. The Queen never got anything from the Queen all these years, and of ignorance. So she's gone. As far as I'm concerned, she's gone, and so is everything else with her. To make way for this new direction and vision that we have for you in Britain. So we're doing it for the people, and not for ourselves. We're doing this for 250 countries, that we're taking that flag around. It's got free passage right through the world. That flag we have of King William. It's free passage right through under British law. Okay, it might have been amended from then, but it has not changed for us. We have not altered our contract, or severed it, or let anybody else use it. Anybody else using it's in trouble now. They're in trouble when we do an audit. We're going to order investigation, and the British military will go after and recover all that wealth. Okay, the whole lot, everything, completely seize everything. And Graham Elliott, he's an ex-UK detective here. He's our debt collector. He can go over there and round them all up. Okay, we're going to send around where all that gold bars is, and with all the rest of them in those countries, and recover every drop of it. Okay, that's all I'm saying, because it's stolen. It's considered stolen now by these fraud pedophiles and the popes and the churches, and you can see that now. You can see what's happening to them now, falling apart. Now Pope Francis is gonna take off soon, because he's gone. He's got a warrant on his head. So when we get there, we'll be using warrants, Moai warrants, and also Matt's got warrants to arrest the Queen. We will arrest her. Okay, we'll send the military out. That's what I'm going to do with the military. And once we make a king's order, that's what I'm going to do. I'm speaking for the king, because he's not alive there, but he's left everything to us. Okay, he's left everything to us. We can act because we've got the authority to act on his behalf. Okay, and the flag to prove it. Anyway, that was all I wanted to say today. I put some article with salmon there, and in talks. This is the latest with Phillip Hammond and salmon. Salmon, the Scottish man, talking. Okay, they're talking and trying to resolve the matters of the EU, the European Union Parliament, that he wants to make sure that he gets his funding from there. Otherwise, if he sticks and pulls out of the Westminster, then it's going to have ramifications for him, and maybe a few losses. But I think he better to stay with the Westminster and continue to build up with Moai. And that's the message to you, Phillip Hammond. I'm going to write to you, and if you can make way for Jaymiie and I, Jaymiie, Patrick, Stewart, Natai and I, to come there and put things together amicably, and it'll be all right. It'll come right for the people, and to make claim to the gold fund that Karen Hudes in the World Bank is holding, that gold to make the US dollar the security for that, and so we'll put a sock in that. The new UKIP political party in London, that's a good one to go along with me, because they're looking like they're supporting this new direction, and they've got saying the right things, put it that way. and they got a pound note. That's the best. Put the pound note back and make it the currency again. That's what I'm saying. We're using that currency here like it was in the old days. Okay, 1888. We had the use of the pound note given to us. Right? Nobody else had a pound note, as much as we did, because we had the right to, under that flag. Okay. Thank you very much, and I'll make another movie for you, Matt, for the everybody else, for the tidal energy project of Dover and Pentland Firth. I'll explain how that works. Okay. Thank you very much. See you later.